on the game, and then we'll open up for questions, going first to Chip Towers and then to Mark Weiser. Coach.
Can't hear him.
Yeah, I'll open him with give Dan and his staff credit, give Florida credit. I always open with a game like that to give them credit for having a good plan offensively and defensively. I thought they did a good job, trying to make us one-dimensional in terms of some of the different defenses they played, and then offensively with a lot of eye candy and motions that obviously we didn't handle well. I always say, if somebody beats you man-to-man and you got them covered and you can't get the ball out, that's going to happen with the way we play defense. But when you let people score with nobody around and nobody there, it's not good. And we had too many of those today where they didn't beat us. We gave it to them from our defense. And it'll be a game for me that's missed opportunities. I thought that we missed a lot of opportunities. It felt like defense and offense. I felt like we dropped a couple picks that could have been big plays. And then obviously offensively, I felt like we missed a lot of open shots. And that's the toughest thing. I thought Stetson did some good things early. And then he took a hit. He had a separated shoulder. He wanted to keep playing. He came in, got a shot. He was able to come back. But I didn't think he was real effective when he came back. He was timid with it. Didn't think he had great accuracy. So we decided to go with DeJuan. And I thought DeJuan did some good things. He made some mistakes, but he did some good things, and he still gained experience. But overall, I give Florida credit, and I think they did a good job and physically beat us today.
Coach, I feel like I have so much to ask you. I'll just keep it brief. It just seemed like a lot of guys were dropping. You were already beat up coming into this game, and then kind of sort of a worst-case scenario from just guys dropping, it seemed like, especially in the back end. How much did your short-handedness in the secondary contribute to this? And you mentioned there was guys running free on those wheels or whatever those things are, the backside of the backfield that looked like you never did get covered. But, of course, you had a lot of guys that weren't normally back there.
Yeah, but I'm not going to make that excuse, because the guys that had those backs on, a lot of them were guys that have played. We had a couple of times where Monty and Kobe had them and didn't do a good job. One of them I thought we got picked on. I thought they did a good job kind of picking us and rubbing us, which we run the same route, and they did a good job getting the back out on it. One of them, we had bad eyes. They're in the same play twice. And Tyreek Stevenson, who's got probably the best ball skills in our team, is getting ready to jump up, and I know he's going to pick it off. I've seen him do it. And he trips and falls over 84, Pitts, and he catches it for a big play. And then they come back the next series and hit the same play for a touchdown on Mark Webb, where he doesn't see his guy. It's tough when you give those up, because we don't have a simpler call than what we were in on that play. He didn't see him. He didn't look at the right thing. That's very unfortunate. But not as many of those were because Chris Smith was in there, or it hurt us when Lewis went out, because Lewis is a really good player and he's a good eraser. But the guys that come in got to be able to step up and play, and just made too many silly mistakes on defense. You can't give people those kind of points.
Kirby, you guys have given up 40-plus points to Alabama and Florida. I guess you thought that Florida obviously had the chance to do this kind of thing. What had to go right for you guys that didn't in this game defensively?
I don't understand the question. How did it go right?
No, I'm saying, what were you guys hoping? Was it just a matter of guys busting open too often in coverage, or what were some of the breakdowns that really led to them kind of pulling away?
Well, it's pretty simple. Like I said in the opening, we had calls we called where we covered them and they beat us, right? Like Tyson Campbell, he covered 84. He's in really good position. He's a back shoulder fade player. That's where the ball goes. Tyson played for the back shoulder throw, and the quarterback threw it over the top, and he didn't get it out. So, I can live with those, because we called a pressure and we tried to pressure the quarterback, and he made a good throw and catch. You know what I mean? I can live with that. What I can't live with is leaving a guy wide open on a wheel route. And when you got him, you should be looking at him. That's your job, look at him. And then somehow you don't look at him and he's wide open. So those were the breakdowns that we had. There were several plays where, we worked really hard on Kadarius Toney over the middle. He does a elite job of double moving and faking in, faking out, and moving. He's really quick, where we have to put a linebacker or a DB on him by the way they match him up. And sometimes we covered him, and then sometimes we didn't. And when we didn't, it was huge. You know, I think we had a chance to stop them and get the ball back. And Mark Webb had Kadarius Toney again, and he beat him on I don't know if it was a 3rd and 10. It was a big play that converted for them. And it just seemed like that happened so many times. I give Florida credit for that. Those weren't busts. Those were just, hey, we got beat. And we got to do a better job of helping our players get in a position where they don't get beat defensively. We can't give up explosives like that. That's the bottom.
We'll next go to Anthony Dasher, followed by Seth Emerson.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned Stetson's injury, but during the course of the game, when you're contemplating making a quarterback change, were there anything other than injury, or maybe you're kind of looking at with Stetson and to say, hey, it's time in regards to today's game? Why did you wait, I guess, as long to make the switch, and why Dwan over JT?
Why did we wait as long to make a switch? Well, we were making the switch a lot based on his injury and how he was feeling. You know what I mean? Stetson did some good things early in the game. You know, when he had his starting X receiver, Marcus Rosemy, in, and he had Jermaine Burton out there, we felt like he was doing some good things on 3rd down. You know, he stepped up in the pocket. He missed a couple throws. He had one scramble that I thought he could have hit a guy over on our sideline. He missed him. And I don't know that if he missed him because he missed him or if he missed him because, you know, his shoulder was injured. But at that point, we felt like DeJuan was going to give us a chance to do some different things, and felt like we were going to find out what DeJuan could do because Stetson wasn't 100%. And DeJuan's our second quarterback, so that's who we went with.
Kirby, this is the first time since your first year that you're in this position, no longer control your own destiny. Something crazy would have to happen to get back to Atlanta. Is this cause for concern, or do you look at this as injuries and attrition led to this?
No, I don't make excuses. I don't look at this cause for concern. You guys will create concern, and people will write all kinds of things, and I respect that. It's your job. But, you know, in the SEC East, the last 20 games, they're 19-1 till tonight. And you said it best. I told the team this is the first time in the last, I'm going to say 4 seasons, I think, because 3 plus this one. So this is the 4th season that every game we have played in, we have been really in control of our own destiny. I mean, honestly, right? We were in control of our own destiny every game up until after the SEC championship. And this is the first time that it's not that way. We're 19-2 in the East. So I'm not going to say the sky's falling, everything's coming down. Hey, we got to get better. We got to get our players to play better, and we've got to be explosive. You know what I mean? Like, I really feel like we can throw the ball. It doesn't look like on the stats, but you saw it tonight. Anybody with an open eye could say, well, they did have some guys open. I mean, we did protect the quarterback pretty well early on and be able to throw it. We got to throw and catch it. And we didn't do that, and they did. So that was the difference in the game, not the sky's falling.
We'll next go to Jake Rowe, followed by Connor Riley.
Kirby, the answer to this is pretty obvious, but I want to give you a chance to talk about it. I mean, you look at it, the offenses that you guys have faced, the explosive offenses, and then you guys have kind of had points in those games where you struggled in a major way. You know, what do you want offensively, and do you want that type of explosive, you know, attack? And because there's the narrative out there is that you want to possess the ball and maybe not be quite that explosive.
Don't ever mistake it. I want to win. Okay, I want to win. So you can take the narrative about offenses and do whatever you want with them. I want to win. Okay, and I want to do what gives me the best chance to win. And scoring points gives you the best chance to win. But if you don't feel great about being able to throw the ball vertically with who you have, you better figure out what you can do. You know what I mean? Like getting in 32 personnel and opening the game with a truck sweep. You know, I mean, there's things there that we have to be able to do to complement who we are right now. So it's not, I can't wish myself into a explosive offense. We have to work ourselves into that. And it's not play like that. It's not like, well, we can't go run the plays Florida runs. We can run the plays that Florida and Alabama run. That's not the issue. We got to be able to execute at a high level. We got to be able to complete more passes more accurately. We got to get guys open. But when we do, we got to hit them. So it's not about, I want to win. That's what I want to do, Jake. I want to win games.
You mentioned this is the first time since 2016 you guys don't control your own destiny going forward. Given the weirdness of the season with COVID-19, do you worry about your team's motivation, where their heads might be coming out of this game?
No, I don't, because we got good kids on the team. They understand. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us next week. I mean, we're going to play a Missouri team that was just off, So, like, nobody's going to feel sorry for us. We got to get ready to go play. And the kids, the leadership of the team, they'll handle that. They'll bounce back. I mean, these kids are resilient. They'll have to be.
We'll next go to Dean Legge, followed by William Newland.
Kirby, it seemed like Zamir, so I mean, obviously at the beginning of the game got going. Would you like to get him more runs? Was that a situation where the score was what it was and you felt like you needed to push it a little bit further with the pass game?
I felt like we had some shot plays. And to be honest with you, the defense plays a certain way. Like some of the runs Zamir got were a draw on 2nd and 9. They're in 4 down. Okay, the opening play of the game is a truck sweep that we designed to play, and that we blocked it. I mean, almost perfectly. But in our normal operation, they were playing 5 big guys, and they were basically saying, "We're going to dare you to throw it." And there weren't a lot of successful runs when it was 5 big guys in there and grinding down on us. It was loose plays that were successful, and it's hard when you're giving up touchdowns on defense to not try to score offensively. So that makes it tough. But certainly we got to find ways to get Zamir the ball. And I've always told Monken, I said, we got to be able to at least have the threat of the run when we're trying to score. And everybody understands that. We have to have the threat. You can't just go out there and throw it every snap because we're not that type of team right now. We don't have the wideouts and we don't have the players to do that. What we got to be is who we are, and we got to play better on defense to complement our offense.
Hey, Coach, I want to ask about the end of the first half, the whole sequence, the uncharacteristic punt from Kamara and then Florida being able to drive to the end zone. From a coaching standpoint, how frustrating is a series like that? Not only because I'm sure that's a heavily practiced scenario, but also in a game like this when they can squeeze in 7 extra points there at half.
Yeah, it's tough. But we're usually the team squeezing in the 7 points. We've always managed the half really well, and it's a catch-22 because offensively, if you're going to throw the ball, you run the risk of giving them the ability to stop the clock. And I wanted to be aggressive on offense and try to go score because we needed to score certainly at the point we were, and we weren't able to do that. And then I'm counting on what I think is the best punter in America to take care of me and hit a bomb down there, and we didn't hit a bomb. And give them credit, they went down the field and scored pretty quick with their offense.
We'll next go to Roddy Nabulsi, followed by Mike Griffith.
Hey, Coach, the question pops up when people see Stetson Bennett and Dwan Mathis kind of go back and forth. Not a whole lot of difference there. A lot of people change their attention to what's the story with JT Daniels, and I'm a little confused, and help me out here. You said that he has some ailments with his knee. Is it a situation where he's third because he's not healthy enough to play, or because the other two give you a better shot?
Yeah, right now we feel like the other two give us a better shot because they've gotten more of a body of work. I don't think necessarily that he has anything with his knee. He doesn't wear his knee brace anymore. He reps. He takes reps with the scouts and moves around and gives us a really good look. And I think he's still growing and getting better in the offense. But obviously right now where we are, we feel like those two guys give us the best shot.
Yeah, Kirby, want to follow up? You mentioned a couple of injuries. Can you update us on Kendall Milton and Jermaine Burton? And also when you recruited JT, was he recruited to be a backup, or what was the thought process recruiting him?
The injury-wise, Jermaine Burton, I think he's fine. He played the rest of the game. So I don't see anything there. Kendall, I'm not sure. It may be a slight MCL sprain, but I'm not 100% sure on him. As far as JT, we recruit every player the same for an opportunity to come in and get better and compete and play. And he got an opportunity to do that in fall camp. He actually got a lot more reps than Stetson did. Stetson didn't get many reps in fall camp. So he took a ton of reps during that time, and so did DeJuan. And that's the way we did our scrimmages all along.
Next go to Mark Bradley, followed by Brandon Sudge.
Kirby, I just want to be clear on this. Bennett played with a separated shoulder.
I may have said that wrong. It may have been an AC sprain. it's the throwing arm too. So I think Ron told me before it was an AC sprain. So I'm not 100% sure on that, Mark. It's either that, and I may get Claude to go ask Ron, but it's either a separated shoulder or an AC sprain. But I know that he got the shot and he wanted to keep playing and felt like he could still throw the ball, and he did throw it a couple times, but he just weren't as accurate as we needed to be.
Thank you.
Kirby, kind of going back to the whole thing of not controlling your own destiny. I mean, is there some disappointment or frustration there when you look at it and you say you're a missed opportunity away or a couple of injuries away or second half away against Alabama? Is there any disappointment or frustration there, like over those couple games?
No, I mean, what good does frustration do right now? I mean, I want these young men to grow up and be great husbands and fathers. And if we're going to live in the past and worry about missed opportunities, you can't do that. I mean, it is what it is. Florida beat us. Florida out-executed us. They did a really good job. I'm not making it about injuries. I'm not making it about anything. I'm making it about they beat us. And we got to get better. And that starts with me. I got to do a better job, and we're going to do a better job. But I'm not frustrated with the plight we're in. We made our bed.
Thanks, Coach Smart. Appreciate your time.
That it.